गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं च शनीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम्। ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीव चक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्लीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। And everyone say Hare Ramakrishna 3 times. Om Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna. Om Parasharaya Namah 3 times. Om Parasharaya Namah, Om Parasharaya Namah, Om Parasharaya Namah. So we will continue with the next chapter, chapter 34, Yogakarkas, in Santanam's version. Karakamsa vasadevam phalam proktam maya dvija athabhavadhipatyena graha yoga phalam shrunu. So he is saying, Karakamsa vasadevam phalam proktam maya dvija. Karakamsa vasad. Based on the Karakamsa, from the Karakamsa, evam, like this, phalam proktam maya dvija. The results have been explained by me, O Brahmin. O Brahmin, I have explained you results from the Karakamsa now. Atha bhavadhipatyena. Atha means now, thus, bhavadhipatyena graha yoga phalam shrunu. Bhavadhipatyena. Based on the ownership of a house, graha yoga phalam shrunu. What are the results given by planets? Based on the houses that they own, what kind of results are given by planets? I am going to tell you now. I'll go through this a little fast because we are familiar with the basic concepts, but we haven't formally seen this particular section. So I'll go through the verses, but I'll do it fast. Kendrahipatayah somya nadi santi shubham phalam kura naiva shubham kuryuh shubhadasta trikonapaha. Kendrahipatayah somya nadi santi shubham phalam. Kendrahipatayah somya. Somya means benefit, natural benefit planets. Who are the Soumya planets? Venus, Jupiter, Shukra, Guru. Who else? Waxing moon. If moon is in Shukla Paksha, moon is also a Shubha, otherwise he is also Soumya, otherwise he is Krura. What about Mercury? If he is with Soumya Grahas, he is a Soumya. If he is with Krura Grahas, then he is a Krura. So moon and Mercury are either Krura or Soumya, depending on other considerations, depending on the chart. They can change. But Jupiter and Venus are always Soumya. And who are the planets who are always Krura? Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu. These 4 are always Krura. So there are more Kruras than Soumyas. So he is saying, Kendrahipatayah Soumyaha na dishanti shubham phalam. If a Soumya planet happens to be a Kendrahipati, I won't say Kendra. Kendra is 1, 4, 7, 10 houses. Then, na dishanti shubham phalam. He doesn't give, shubham means auspicious results. But he is not saying he will give ashubha results. He is neither shubha nor ashubha. But we'll wait for him to make it clarify. He is only saying he doesn't give auspicious results. Krura naiva shubham kuryuhu shubhadasti trikonapaha. And also he is saying, Krura naiva shubham kuryuhu. Krura, cruel planets, basically the natural malefic planets. Naiva shubham kuryuhu. Naiva ashubham kuryuhu. They don't do inauspicious things. So he is saying, the wording is, benefics don't necessarily give good results and malefics don't necessarily give bad results if they own Kendras. So, different people have translated this in different ways. But he seems to be suggesting that owning the Kendras, the planet is basically neither benefic nor malefic. It's basically neutral, whether it's Jupiter or whether it's Mars. If he owns a Kendra, he's just neutral. He's neither auspicious nor inauspicious. That's what he seems to be suggesting. On the other hand, if you go to trines, 1, 5 and 9 houses, for that he is saying, Subhadasya Trikonapaha. Trikonapaha means Trikonam Palayiti Trikonapaha. one who rules the Trikonas. He is a Trikonapa. So Trikona lords, Shubhadasya. Irrespective of who they are, whether they are natural benefics or natural benefics, whether it's Mars or Saturn or Jupiter or Venus. Irrespective of that, lots of the trines are benefics. They give Shubhadaha. They give good results. Yes, Rahu Ketu also. All planets, he is not qualifying with any kind of qualifications. So all planets, if they want trines, they give good results. Basically, what are trines? Fifth house is your Purva Punya. Ninth house is the dharma that you have followed in the past and you are following now. So dharma will protect you. And fifth house is Purva Punya, the good deeds you have done in the past, they come to you as your current abilities. So fifth house is abilities and ninth house is dharma. And both of those things will always protect you. So the lords of those houses don't do you harm. They want to give you good results. So he is saying Trikona lords are Shubhadaha. Lagnam Kendra Trikonatvad Visheshena Shubhapradam. And he is saying Lagnam Kendra Trikonatvad Visheshena Shubhapradam. Because Lagna is a Kendra as well as a Trikona, it is particularly auspicious. So in other words, you don't count it as Kendra, you count it as a Trikona basically. And on account of also being a Kendra, it is even more powerful. Panchamam now Mamchaiva Vishesha Dhanamuchyate. And fifth and ninth, they are considered to be Vishesha Dhanamuchyate. Means Panchamam Navamam Chaiva Vishesha Dhanamuchyate. The fifth and ninth houses are considered called, Uchyate means are known as called. Vishesha Dhanam means yeah, feel free to translate, just don't be shy. Vishesha Dhanam. More than expected. Vishesha means special, of a special kind, not the general, not the standard kind. A special kind of wealth. So fifth house and ninth house, the dharma and the abilities. Fifth house is basically abilities, right? The abilities of a person are fifth house. And ninth house is the dharma of a person. They are considered to be, they are called the special wealth because it's not real wealth. You can't go and cash it in a bank. So it's not general wealth, it is special wealth. Because what does wealth do? What is the purpose of wealth? It's something you can use. It's something you use up to get something in return. It's basically a currency. So if I have goodwill, for example, I can go and use the goodwill and tell the person, hey, I need this help, can you do it? The person may do it. So if that happens, I have used my goodwill as a currency. So it's a special kind of wealth. So that way, the abilities of a person are a real wealth. That's something that can be used as a currency to get things. Similarly, the dharma that a person does, the religious activities of a person. So these two, fifth and ninth, even though they are not really linked to the second house, Parasara is saying they are special kind of wealth, special kind of endowment. Saptamam dashmam chaiva vishesha sukhamuchyate. Saptamam dashmam chaiva vishesha sukhamuchyate. And seventh and tenth houses he is saying they are considered to be vishesha sukham. Why? Why are they vishesha sukham? Basically, fourth house is sukha, right? If you take the quadrant 4, 7 and 10. So fourth house is anyway sukha, the physical sukha, actual sukha, general sukha. So he is saying special kinds of sukha are 7 and 9, 10. Why? Seventh house is your interactions with the world, how you deal with the world, is basically how you go around in the world, basically how you deal with the people, what world says to you, what you say to the world. All the interactions with the rest of the world are seventh house. And tenth house is the work that you do. So the thing is, the interactions that you engage in the world, they basically give you comfort. Comfort is, what is comfort anyway? Sukha, what is sukha? Sukha is just a sense of things are good basically. Sukha doesn't necessarily mean having a nice clothes or nice jewelry or nice car or nice fridge or nice TV. All it is basically the symbols of sukha. What is sukha really? Sukha is contentment in a way. Sukha is basically feeling good. You may feel good if you have peace. You may feel good if you know what you are doing. Sometimes what happens is you don't know, something is not clear. You don't know what is going to happen. You are uncomfortable with it. So basically, that is why also fourth house is the house of direction. It is also the house of mother. So all these are, there is a similar connotation. All these are related. Mother gives you comfort. Having a sense of direction gives you comfort. So fourth house is the house of direction in life. Fourth house is the house of mother. Fourth house is the house of education. What is education? Just getting a clear direction in life so that you feel comfortable with your life. If you have knowledge, you're happy with whatever. You're happy because now you have a direction in your life. If you don't have education, you don't have a proper direction to take. So bottom line is fourth house. The basic thing shown by the fourth house is the direction. All other things like education, all other things can be derived from it. It's basically the basic fundamental meaning is direction. So Sukha is basically nothing but feeling directed, feeling like you have a good direction, you know what you're doing, feeling in control. So if your interactions with the world and the work that you are doing in the world, these things basically give you a sense of purpose and a sense of direction in life. So that makes you peaceful and that makes you comfortable. So 7th and 10th houses are known as Vishesha Sukha. And of course, moreover, 7th house is an Argala and the 4th house and 10th house is the 7th house. Trishadayadhipa sarve graha papa phala smrutaha. Trishad aya adhipaha sarve graha papa phala smrutaha. Trishad aya. Aya means 11, labham. Shat means 6, 3 means 3. So Trishadaya adhipaha. The lords of the 3rd house, 6th house and 11th house. What do? Sarve graha, all planets owning those houses. Whether it's Jupiter or whether it's Mars or Saturn. Whoever it is, Papa Phala Smrtaha. They are malefic planets. So they are inauspicious. They are malefic. So the lords of 3, 6 and 11 are malefic. The lords of trines are benefics. And quadrant lords are, he hasn't said whether they are auspicious or inauspicious. Even if they are naturally auspicious, they are not necessarily auspicious here. Even if they are naturally inauspicious, they are not inauspicious here, if they are quadrant lords. So that is basically Parasara's directive. Now, why are the lords of 3, 6 and 11 houses inauspicious? We said that trine lords being auspicious makes sense because that is Purva and Dharma. So they put you in good stead. They basically give things very easily. If you have a Purva, you have done some good deed in the past. And as a result of it, something is coming to you very easily, very smoothly. So all those things are very easy. That is why those planets controlling those houses are auspicious for you. They give results very easily. What about 3, 6, 11? What makes the lords of those houses malefics? Third house is? Yeah.
You don't have something.
Right. Very good. Third house is the house of initiative, drive, the fire inside you. It is the house of Vikramasthana. So it's basically how brave you are, how outgoing you are, how you pursue things, what kind of drive and determination and initiative you show in pursuing things. So that is third house. And sixth house is fighting spirit. How you fight your obstacles. When you have obstacles or enemies, how well you fight them and win, emerge victorious. So that is sixth house. And 11th house is fulfilling your desires. How well you fulfill your desires. So these things are basically more proactive things. These three houses, if you see, 3, 6 and 11, these are the houses where you have to struggle, you have to do something, you have to, there is something at stake basically. It's not like you just sit and then something is coming to you. These are the houses of actively pursuing something. So, if you have to actively, and the lord of a house, it is his agenda to give that result. The fifth lord's agenda is to give you fifth house results, the results of Purva Punya. The ninth lord's agenda is to give you ninth house, Dharma. Similarly, the third lord's agenda is to give you bravery, to give you the fighting spirit, to give you the drive. And the sixth lord's agenda is to give you fighting spirit, and he wants to make you fight obstacles and emerge victorious. So these planets who own these houses, they have agendas which are not necessarily bad for you, but they basically mean that you have to fight. You have to pursue something actively. So these are the lords of the houses of active pursuit, which means you have something to actively pursue. You have an obstacle to overcome means there is some problem. So that,
Why didn't you say 8th house?
we will come to 8th house. 8th house is not covered yet.
8th house is also like hard work you have to do.
Yes, 8th house is the house of tapascharya. So we will come to that. But 6th house is specifically overcoming your troubles, overcoming your obstacles. There is an enemy. 6th is the house of enemy. So there is an enemy, you are fighting and you emerge victorious. So it's not necessary that these planets will, when their dasha comes, your life will be bad. You may emerge victorious also. You may try to fight and then you may lose, or you may emerge victorious. Both are possible depending on the strength of the planet. But the bottom line is, the Lord of the 6th house will make you fight. The Lord of the 11th house will make you think of your gains and pursue your gains, how your desires are fulfilled. You are basically actively pursuing that. The Lord of the 3rd house is making you, I want this, I want that. It's the seed of desire. 3rd house, the drive, is the seed of desire. That is why it is the first Kamatrikona. 3, 7 and 11 are the Kamatrikonas. So, these planets, malefic planets, are not necessarily bad. What it means is, they give you some challenges. They make you actively pursue some challenges in life. So that is basically that is why they are called inauspicious planets. ययद्वितीय रन्धेशाः साहचर्यात् फलप्रदाः स्थानान्तरानुरोधात्ते प्रबलाश्चोत्तरोत्तरम्. Okay. व्ययद्वितीय रन्धेशाः साहचर्यात् फलप्रदाः means Vyaya Dvitiya Randheshaha. The lords of the 12th house, 2nd house and Randha means 8th house. 8th house. The lords of the 2nd, 12th and 8th houses, Sahajaryat Phalapradaha means, Sahajaryat means, based on the Sahajaryam. What is Sahajaryam? With whom they are. Sahachara means, Saha means along with, Chara means moves. So Sahachara means one who moves along with you, somebody who accompanies you. So Sahajarya means company. So Sahajaryat Phalapradaha means based on the company, they will give results. So the thing is, normally what we say is, normally what other texts have studied, 2nd, 8th and 12th lords are neutral. Parasara is not really using the terminology. What he is saying is, depending on who they are with, those lords, depending on who they are with, they become either good or bad. That is what Parasara is saying, in the case of 2nd, 8th and 12th lords. Sthanantaranurodhatte prabalaschottarottaram. What does this mean? Sthanantaranurodhatte. Te means they. Sthanantaranurodhat means the link with another place basically. Some planets own 2 houses, right? So depending on which other house they own, prabalaschottarottaram. So depending on whether the planet, the 2nd lord may also own 9th house. Right? Suppose Virgo is the Lagna, 2nd lord also owns the 9th house. On the other hand, 2nd lord may also own the 7th house, or 2nd lord may also own the 6th house. So it depends. If you take Scorpio, Jupiter owns the 2nd house, but he also owns the 5th house. Right? So depending on which planet you are talking about, the 8th lord may own, for example, take Scorpio. Mercury is the 8th lord, but he is also the 11th lord. So one house is a malefic house, the other is, it is neither malefic nor benefic. So overall he is a malefic planet. So Mercury becomes a malefic. So depending on the other house owned by the planet also you judge. Tatra bhagya vyayeshatva drandhesho nasubhapradaha. Tatra bhagya vyayeshatva drandhesho nasubhapradaha. If the 8th lord also owns 9th house, Tatra bhagya vyayeshat. So the Randheshaha, 8th lord, bhagya vyayeshatvat means from the 9th house he owns the 12th house. 9th house is the house of bhagya, fortune. So from there he owns the 12th house of loss of fortune. Na shubhapradaha. So he is not auspicious. So out of these 3 planets, 2, 8 and 12, 8 is particularly more towards inauspicious. So he is not giving specific answers. He is not saying 0, 1, 2 or like that. 0, 1, 1, minus 1, 0, 1, minus 1. He is not saying like that. What he is saying is 2, 8 and 12, those lords are neither auspicious nor inauspicious. But particularly 8th lord he is not so auspicious because he is the Lord of the 12th house from the 9th house. What it means is, depending on the Sahacharya, who the planet is with, and depending on the other house owned by the planet, we will consider the planet to be auspicious, right? But 8th house is partially inauspicious. So, unless the other one is particularly good, 8th house will basically pull it down. So, that's basically what he is saying. Why that is the case again? 8th house, like you said, 8th house is the house of struggles. It's basically not necessarily fighting obstacles, but it is the house of working hard. It shows workaholic nature. It also shows tapascharya. If you are looking at the chart of a saint, it shows tapascharya, the ability to do something. It shows the house of penance and tapas and hard work. It is also the house of just hard work. You are forced to do labor. You are unfortunate. You don't have much fortune in your life, so you have to keep working hard. That is why it is the 12th house from the 9th house. On the other hand, the 12th house from 9th house can also be giving for 9th house. 12th house is the house of not just lack of something. It is also the house of intentionally giving something. So 12th house is the house of giving, maybe giving dana also is shown by 12th house. Or letting something go, just giving up, I don't want it, renouncing something. That is also 12th house. On the other hand, losing something. You went somewhere and you just lost it mysteriously. That is also 12th house. So 12th house shows all kinds of losing something, either intentionally, consciously or forcefully. So, being the 12th house from the 9th house of Bhagya or Dharma, 8th house can show either adharma, it can show not being fortunate, it can also show giving up for the sake of Dharma. So you are basically working hard for Dharma. It shows that also. You are working hard to uphold Dharma and you sacrifice yourself.
So for Gemini, it won't both 8th and 9th.
Right.
So it's different.
He is a benefic planet, but he is not that benefic because apart from the 9th house, he also wants the 8th house. So it's not that benefic.
As 8th house Lord is not that bad because...
Yes, because he also wants the 9th house. Now the thing is, strictly going by Parasara's guidance, apart from the other house owned, you can also see who Saturn is with. Is Saturn with another trine lord? Is he with Venus? Or is he with Mars? So depending on that, there can be degree of auspiciousness or inauspiciousness. Trimadayadhipatvetho Konapatvetu Satphalah Trimada Aya Adhipat. Trimada, 3 is 3rd house, Mada means 7th house, Aya means 11th house. There is something is wrong. Trimadayadhipat Patvetho Patve Adha. Something is wrong. Konapatvetu Satphalah. Okay. Let's see how he translates it. If the Lord of the Air simultaneously owns 3, 7 and 11, he will prove specifically harmful while the simultaneous worship of trine will bestow auspicious effects. Okay, this makes no sense. Okay. Something is wrong here. Trimada, but the thing is, my feeling is Trimada Aya. That is clear. 3, 7 and 11. But why 7? Something is wrong there. Konapatvetu Satphalah. So he is saying, probably this is fine. 3 Mada, okay. 3, 7 and 11 houses, lots of the 3rd, 7th and 11th houses, because they are the Kama Trikonas, right? They are pursuing a desire. They are the houses of desires. So, it's the Lord, but the thing is, the Adhipatvethoha, Adhipatve, it could be, there is some, 2 letters are wrong. Something is, there is some typo, and I can't figure out exactly what it should be. But bottom line is, it is basically saying, if a planet owns the 3, 7 and 11 houses, and also owns a trine, then the planet will give good results. It will be auspicious. Why? Like we said earlier, 3 and 11 houses are Kama Trikonas. 3rd house is the seed of the desire. It's basically the drive to do something, the initiative. And the 11th house is fulfillment of the desire. And the 7th house is in between. It is a middle Kama Trikona. 3, 7 and 11 are a trine. 7th house is actually desire. So, initiative, desire and fulfillment. These 3, they are problematic houses because they are talking about desires. And desires are not necessarily good things in the sense that not necessarily because they block your moksha, not from that reason. But if you have a desire, that means you have some work to do. It won't come easily. Just by saying, I want that, you won't get it. So, third Lord will make you say, I want it. 11th Lord will make you somehow try to get it. But the thing is, in order to do that, you may have to work hard or you may have to suffer. It may not come easily. But, if the planet also wants a trine, he wants the Punya or the Dharma, he wants one of the trines. Trines are blessings. In any chart, trines are the blessings from the past life. Things that come easily. So the same planet is controlling your desires and also blessings from the last life. So, because the same planet is controlling both the agendas, it will basically result in a fusion of those. So, your blessings from the past life will be used up to fulfill your desires. So, if the planet owning a Kamatrikona is also owning 6th house or 9th house or even 1st house, things happen very easily. Okay? Now the thing is, we can draw conclusions from this. What about the other house, 6th house? 6th house is also a wealthy house. It's the house of fighting, obstacles, etc. Now, the planet who owns the 6th house, what will he do? He will give you some obstacles to fight and he will make you fight. Now, if the planet also owns 9th house, let us say, or 5th house, owns a trine, then the same planet who is giving blessings from the last life is also making you fight. So there is a good chance that the person will actually win the fight. He will have some fights to fight, but the person will win. He won't lose, actually. So it is actually an auspicious thing. So the thing is, if planet owns 2 houses, some synergy will be created between those 2 matters. So one of the matters will benefit from the other matters. It is basically like a rich person and a poor person are very good friends. So probably the poor person is going to benefit from the rich person's mind. It's kind of like that. 5th and 9th houses are like rich people in your chart. And the 3rd, 7th, 11th houses are like greedy poor people. Approximately. Now, Ukteshveshu bali yogo nirbalasya prabadhakah narandhe satvadoshootra surya chandramasor bhave Ukteshveshu bali yogo nirbalasya prabadhakah Ukteshu means Ukteshu yeshu. In these set things, Bali yogo nirbalasya prabhadakaha. Bali yoga means the stronger combination. Bali yoga means combination. The stronger combination, nirbalasya prabhadakaha means the weaker combination. Prabhadakaha means stops, causes an obstacle. So the stronger combination will block the weaker combination. So you may say a planet may be 6th Lord and also let's say 9th Lord. The same planet may be owning one good house and one bad house. But depending on our 5th house and 6th house, let us say, the same planet owns the 5th house and 6th house. Now the thing is, depending on which one is stronger, which ownership is stronger, how do you see that? Depending on the yoga, the planet may be with the 9th Lord. So the thing is, he is the 5th Lord, he is with the 9th Lord. So 5th will basically flourish. On the other hand, suppose he is with the 11th Lord, then 6th will flourish. So like that, depending on which is stronger, that will dominate over the weaker one. Narandhe satva doshotra surya chandramaso bhave. For moon and sun, randhe satva doshaha na. Atra means here, na randhe satva doshaha. The 8th ownership dosha doesn't apply to sun and moon. So other planets, if they own 8th house, it is basically either neutral or slightly inauspicious. That is what he said. But for sun and moon, that's not the case. Ownership of the 8th house is perfectly fine for. Why? Why is that the case? And Capricorn Lagna, Sun will be the 8th Lord. So your logic is, for Sagittarius Lagna, Jupiter is the 8th Lord, but he is a friend of the Lagna Lord, so he is not inauspicious. Yeah. So obviously that's not the logic. If that is the case, for Sun, Capricorn is the Lagna, If for Capricorn Lagna, Sun will be the 8th Lord. So he should be
More and more.
yeah, Saturn is an enemy of Sun, or worst enemy. So that's not the logic. Let me put it this way. Who are these planets? What does Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, what do they represent? This is what we studied long back in the beginning. Sun is the soul within you. What does Moon personify? He is your mind, your consciousness, how you look at the world, your window to the world. And what is Mars? The initiative inside you. He is a personification of the initiative inside you, the energy inside you, the spirit of getting things done. So that is Mars. Who is Mercury? He is a personification of your learning ability, how well you can learn things and understand things and appreciate things, adapt to the world around you. That is Mercury. And what is Jupiter? He is the personification of your Dhishakti, your intelligence, your discrimination between right and wrong, your ability to discern this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. So that is Jupiter. That is why, like I said long back, gods are personifications of various good qualities within you, and demons are personifications of various weaknesses within you. So Jupiter is the teacher of gods. So what is he doing? He is working for the good qualities within you to flourish and the bad qualities within you to die. So further, and that is exactly what your discrimination does. Your discrimination are also known as intelligence, Dhishakti, your sense of right and wrong. So that is always, it is telling you this is, do this. It's basically your conscience. It's always telling you, everybody, even a bad person, he has a discrimination. There is some discrimination in the mind, in the consciousness, which tells you this is wrong, this is right. The only thing is, depending on how strong Jupiter is, that voice may basically be followed, or that my voice may be suppressed. Everybody has that voice saying this is right, no, you should do this. So that voice is Jupiter. Personification of that voice is Brahaspati. So that is why he is the teacher of gods who is trying to make the gods win all the time. So your conscience, your intelligence, your Dhishakti, your discrimination, it is always trying to make good qualities within you flourish and bad qualities to be suppressed. Now Venus is a personification of what? Venus is a personification of your spirit of enjoyment. And like I said earlier, demons are your weaknesses, your bad qualities within you. And what Venus does is, he doesn't want to kill the demons. What he wants to do is put them under control. Give them something. You can't convert them into gods, so let them be reasonably good demons, basically, learned demons. So that is what you do when you pursue happinesses. You pursue various kinds of happinesses. What you are doing is, the bad qualities within you, you are keeping them contented, so that instead of going and killing somebody in the street, you just watch a movie where somebody is being killed and you enjoy it and then you are happy. So it's basically keeping the demons under check, so that they are happy with what they are doing, but the destruction they cause is minimized. So that is what Venus does. He is basically the teacher of demons, which is a more difficult job. Teaching gods is actually easy, but teaching demons is very difficult. So that is the job of Venus. So the sense of pleasure in us, watch a movie, do this, this is fun, let's go here, do this. All this pursuit of pleasure within us, that basically keeps the demons inside us under check, so that they don't basically take over and ruin the life. So Venus is a personification of sense of happiness. And of course, when I say happiness, it's not just happiness from watching a movie or going to a nice park or watching nice scenery. It's not just that pleasure. It is also when you do, let's say, suppose you meditate for several hours, and suppose you get bliss from inside. That is also Venus. That is also happiness only. That's a different kind of happiness. That is why Venus is considered to be the greatest tapasvi. He is the greatest rishi. Actually, Vishnu says in Bhagavad Gita, when he says, I am so and so among so and so, among all mantras I am Om Kara, among all the masas I am Margasira. There he says, among all the rishis I am Bhrigu. He says I am Venus. He doesn't say I am Jupiter, for example. He says I am Venus among all rishis. So Venus is Shukracharya is a great rishi. And he is probably the greatest tapasvi. So anyway, so he personifies the sense of happiness, the sense of pleasure in us. And what does Saturn personify? The sense of patience, perseverance, hard work, discipline within us. The sense of discipline, the spirit of discipline, the spirit of hard work within us, the spirit of labor. So that is personified by Saturn. And Rahu, the spirit of breaking boundaries. Break the boundaries and reach the new frontiers. So that spirit is personified by Rahu. That is why he was a demon, but he tried to become a god. He drank nectar and all that. And also, in astrology also, when Rahu is involved, we say the person may go abroad, he may go to places that are forbidden. If Rahu is involved on the 7th house, it may be a forbidden kind of marriage, like a marriage outside the culture, community, caste, etc., depending on the culture. Of course, in a culture where caste is not really considered, then intercaste marriage is not really breaking frontiers. But in a culture where people do marry within their caste, intercaste marriage is breaking the norms. So Rahu is breaking norms and pushing the boundaries. And he also shows cutting edge technology, cutting edge research, all these things, because those are also breaking the frontiers, breaking the barriers. So Rahu is the spirit of breaking the barriers and also the spirit of reaching the unknown. So actually Rahu and Ketu are very important for spiritual progress. When Rahu and Ketu are involved with the house of spirituality, the person will experience things instead of just, because there are people who just read books and say, oh, this is what Brahman is, this is what Samadhi is. They can describe it very eloquently, but they have never experienced it. That is basically like somebody who gives a big lecture on ocean, how nice it sounds. When the ocean waves roar, it sounds so nice, so big, such a big sound, and the waves are so big. One day they may be 3 feet, another day they may be 30 feet. Like that, they will describe. They have read so many books, they know so much description, they will describe to you so eloquently, but they have never gone to ocean. So they don't know how it looks like. So when they actually, it's all theoretical knowledge. So like that, there are a lot of people who haven't experienced anything, but they lecture about God, who give they become swamis, they may wear nice robes, and they may sit on a high pedestal, they may be telling people about God. That is not a bad thing, but what I am saying is, when on the other hand, when Rahu and Ketu influence is there, of course Rahu and Ketu can also give bad influence, but assuming Rahu and Ketu have a good influence in the chart relating to spirituality, what they do is, they make you experience, because experiencing God is basically like breaking a barrier, because you are put in a body so that you find the whole world around you attractive. Your senses are caught in this material world. You just keep living, and then you want this, you want that. You don't fulfill all your desires, you fulfill some desires, some are left, so you come back. And then while trying to pursue those desires, you form some new desires. There are some new things in the world at that time, so you form a new desire. And to fulfill those, you are born again. So this is a nice cycle that you keep going in again and again and again. So breaking this cycle requires something basically, it's basically like breaking a barrier. So Rahu and Ketu are actually very vital when it comes to spiritual progress and actually experiencing God. So Rahu and Ketu are good for that. So such people who have a strong influence of Rahu and Ketu, they may actually, that is why Parasara mentions Ketu for moksha. Ketu's influence on the 12th house. So those people will actually experience. So anyway, coming back to the planet, Rahu personifies the spirit of breaking barriers, and Ketu, the spirit of detachment, the spirit of moksha, the spirit of I don't need anything now. That spirit is personified by Ketu. So these planets are nothing but, don't look at them as some round ball which is orange in color and moving, or some white ball which keeps changing shape. That's not basically what sun and moon are. Those are just physical reflections. The actual planets are personifications of these qualities within you. Now, what about sun and moon? Why is ownership of 8th house not a bad thing for them? When it comes to other planets like intellect or pleasure or learning ability, if that planet wants the 8th house of working hard, it's basically a bad idea. If the sense of learning within you has to work hard, that means you have some problem. You can't learn easily. So it shows some problem in learning. On the other hand, sun and moon, what is their job? Mind and the soul. They are here to struggle only. They are here to do tapasya only. There is no other purpose for them to be in this world. The soul is here so that it can use the body, it can put the body to use, make the body work hard and do things. So that the runas are cut off and then it can basically become free. And what is mind? Mind is just minister of the soul. So soul and mind, they are basically like a king and minister which are trying to free you, which are trying to become free. So for that, for sun and moon, ownership of the 8th house of tapasya or 8th house of hard work is not necessarily a bad idea. That is actually conducive to what they stand for, unlike other planets. So Parasara is saying for sun and moon, 8th house ownership is not really malefic. He is not saying it is benefic, but he is saying it is not malefic. So it's basically either neutral or slightly benefic. Now,
so that's even for Saturn, 8th house means hard work. So it is destined to do hard work.
yeah. Saturn is the planet who personifies, exactly. Saturn is the planet who personifies working hard, the spirit of hard work within you, right? Now, if he owns the 8th house, the thing is, the spirit of hard work within you, the spirit of hard work, that basically, that owns the house of hard work. What does it mean? The spirit of hard work will face some obstacles, will have to work hard. In other words, you have to work hard in order to work hard. Basically, hard work doesn't come easily. So it's not really a great idea. So for Saturn to own the 8th house is not really good. Only for sun and moon.
Why can same logic be applied to the moon in the 8th house?
Moon in the 8th house?
Because mind owning the 8th house and
mind being in the 8th house. When you are in a house, what does it mean?
influenced by that.
You have to basically give the results of that. You are influenced, the resources you have are relating to that house. So mind can do a lot of things. If mind is in the 8th house is the house of working hard and exercising hard work with discipline. So if moon has to give you hard work, so basically mind is uncomfortable. So it's not necessarily auspicious. On the other hand, if moon owns 8th house, what does that mean? Moon owns 8th house. Ownership is the agenda of the planet. The planet will want you to work hard. Mind is not working hard. When moon is in the 8th house, mind is working hard, which is a bad idea for mind. Mind's job is not really to work hard. But if moon is owning the 8th house from Lagna, what is Lagna? Your body. It's making the mind is making your body work hard. For what? Maybe whatever it is. It may be one of the desires of the mind. On the other hand, if it is sun, if it is soul, basically something relating to the soul, some purpose of the soul, for that you are working hard. If it is moon, maybe some desire of the mind, for something you are working hard, your body is working hard. But the thing is, the soul and mind are there to make you work hard. The soul and mind, they have certain agenda. They are back in this body. They don't want to be back in the body. They just want to merge in the Paramatma. They are back in the body because there is something to be done. So, to make you work hard, to make your body, to put the body to use in hard work, so that it is doing something is not necessarily a bad idea for both sun and moon. Same with sun. If sun in the 8th house is a good thing or a bad thing? Not necessarily good, because sun is soul. 8th house is the house of hard work. So if sun is in the 8th house, the soul is basically, soul is going through hardship. You don't want soul to go through hardship. You want soul to be comfortable, and you want soul to make your body go through hardship. So that you work hard, you help people, you do this, you do that. And then, as a result of it, soul becomes finally free. So ownership and the placement are two different things. Okay, we'll end here. We'll pick up, we finished 7 verses. So we have to start from the 8th verse in the next class. So what we will do is we will see some examples. Have you guys have you guys looked at an example that we can see? Let's turn on the projector. Okay, before we see a chart, there is a question here. So your question is, how do you pick a Gurukrpa Muhurta? And you want to basically pick a Gurukrpa Muhurta before December, in the next 2-3 months or so. In the November end or December time frame, they want a Muhurta for Gurukrpa. And what is your nakshatras? Mrugashira and Rohini. And
even good muhurta is there
yeah.
End of this month.
Yeah.
Even the house is not ready.
Yeah.
You want to make a ceremony and
Okay.
make it auspicious.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. One thing is, I'll just give my 2 cents. The thing is, there are a lot of approximations people do. Basically, they want to play games with God. The thing is, assuming that the first time you enter a house and do Gurukrpa is actually important, if the house is not ready, you just go and put something there and you basically do a ceremony, your residence in that house hasn't really started. So the thing is, you can't really cheat whoever is maintaining the order in the universe. So there are all these tactics that people use today. Unfortunately, this is just misunderstandings because we are in Kali Yuga. These are all, they don't necessarily work. You can't really do approximation. So bottom line is, Gurukrpa is, you are going into the house with the intention of staying there and you stay there basically. The thing is, if you go there, stay there for a couple of days and then you have to go somewhere because you have a camp or something, that's fine. But the thing is, when you went there with the intention of staying and you stayed there for a few days and then you left. And then you come back and you stay. That is fine. But the thing is, if you just go there and you even go 4 days in a row, just stay there. But the thing is, after that, you come back, the house is then built. You haven't really moved there with the intention of staying because it's not even ready to stay. For all you know, once the house is finished, you may decide not to live there also. So it's basically not really worthwhile. It's like cheating God. So anyway, so is the house going to be ready by the end of November? End of December. Okay. So 22nd December. So basically what we want is at the end of December or January. So that's when we want to see a Muhurta. Now, how do you see a good Muhurta for Gurukrpa? What is important in a Gurukrpa? Again, it depends on what the agenda of the person is. Somebody may want to do a lot of dharma in that house. Then the house has to be strong. Somebody may be going through some rough patch in the marriage and they may want their marital relationship to be smoother in that house. Once they move there, they may want more happy marital life. Then 7th house has to be strong. Somebody may not have a child and somebody may want, once I move to this house, I want a good child. Then 5th house has to be strong. So like this, somebody may say, I've been going through a lot of instability in my career, but now that I bought a house, I'm living in this area now, so I don't want to move jobs. I have moved a lot of jobs, I want to stay in this job, so I want stability in my career. So then 10th house has to be strong, if somebody wants stability in career. So depending on what they want while they live in that house, because living in the house is only one aspect. While living in the house, people want different kinds of results. If somebody says, I want everything to be good, that's not possible. I mean, you will make sure that everything is reasonable, but the focus will be something. Either 5th house or 10th house or 7th house or 11th house or 2nd house, money. So you basically pick your focus. What is the thing that you really want in that house? So for example, when I gave some close relatives, they were moving from New Jersey to Boston area, so they bought a couple of houses away from my house. So we had a few options. I said, my suggestion is I'll give you a Muhurta where there will be a lot of dharma karyas in this house. those people weren't really doing any dharmakaryas in their house in university earlier. They weren't doing any, not even a single puja they were doing, maybe once every few months, some Satyanarayana puja every year or something like that. So not many dharmakaryas were going on. I said, I want to give you a muhurta with lot of dharmakaryas, which will make you do lot of dharmakaryas after moving into this house. They said, okay, fine, as you wish, whatever you want. I gave them a muhurta with a very strong ninth house, and after that, after they moved into that house, within a year, that person started doing daily homam, Ganpati homam, and then he switched to Chandi homam. So, since he moved into that house, it's basically like more than 3 years now. He's been doing everyday Chandi homam, for more than 3 years. And his wife does a Shiva homam. So, for a couple of years, year and a half. So, husband does Chandi homam and wife does Shiva homam every day basically. So, every day 2 homas. And several other pujas he does, like he says, okay, in the next month I'll do 108 times so-and-so puja, Chandi homam. Or I'll say I'll do every day 11 times Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam, I'll do for the next 108 days. Like that he just puts a sankalpa every now and then, he does some sadhana. So like that so many dharmakaryas have happened in their house. They have changed so much because of all these dharma. So like that, if you want dharma, make the ninth house strong. If you want a child, make the fifth house strong. But bottom line is, whatever you want, Lagna has to be strong because that is the foundation. So Lagna should be strong and fourth house should be strong. Why? Because fourth house is the house of house. So you are moving into a house, you want to be comfortable there. So fourth house should be strong. So Lagna and fourth house have to be strong. On top of it, whatever your agenda is, make that strong. No, that's okay. So, okay.
So for general well-being is Lagna.
General well-being is Lagna. If Lagna is weak, everything else falls flat. So, let's see. So Jupiter, if he is in Pisces, that is actually a good placement for Jupiter. So what I suggest is we should go with Jupiter in Pisces. It will be, I think, at the beginning of December or so, he moves into Pisces. So, and he will be there for a few months. So if you pick at the end of December or January, Jupiter will be in Pisces. So Jupiter being in Pisces is good. Now in addition, let's actually randomly say end of December. Let's say December 30. And then let's see how things are. Which town is it? Nashua? So you're moving states. You will stop paying taxes. New Hampshire. Huh? More than. So let's say I just randomly picked December 30 to see how that is. So 1 second. How are various planets? Let us see. Venus is in Moon sign. Saturn is in Virgo. Of course, he will be in Virgo for a while. So we have nothing to pick there. And Jupiter is in Pisces. Mercury is in Scorpio. Mars, Sun and Rahu. Sun is with Rahu. Before January 15, Sun will be in Sagittarius with Rahu. So that is one problem. The other problem is Mars will be very close to, not very close, but he will be in the same sign as Rahu. So there is a Mars-Rahu combination. So can we avoid it? Let us see if we change Mars. When will Mars change? 8 days later he will change, or 31 days before he will change. So let's say 8 days later. So we can change 8 days later and take Mars into Capricorn. Is Mars in Sagittarius better or Capricorn better? Both are fine. Okay, Sagittarius is in own sign, and though he is with Rahu, Rahu is at 8 degrees. So if you put him at the end of Sagittarius, he will be in a friendly sign, and he is far away from Rahu, so it won't be a big problem. So Sagittarius is also fine. And Capricorn, of course, is exalted there. That is also fine. How about Sun? Sun in Capricorn better or Sun in Sagittarius better? Sagittarius is much better. Capricorn, he will be in an inimical sign. Sagittarius is in a friendly sign. The only thing is the date we took, he is at 15 degrees, Rahu is at 9 degrees. So he is reasonably close. 6 degrees is not too far. So he is within Rahu's area of influence. It's not like they are at the extreme ends of the room. One is here near this pole, the other is here. So they can still see each other and influence each other. So you want him a little away. So let's say we wait a few days. Let's say we go to January, let's say January 7, let's say 2011. Then how are Sun and Mars? Oh, no, Mercury has moved in. Mercury is in Sagittarius. Is that okay? That's okay. Fourth lord in 10th house. So forget the Lagna. Which Lagna? What? Anyway, why did you say fourth lord in Lagna? What Lagna are you taking?
Lagna.
Okay.
Taking Jupiter as Lagna.
Yeah, we haven't decided the Lagna. So don't say which lord. Bottom line is, Mercury is in Jupiter's house. Jupiter is a neutral planet for Mercury, but it's a benefic sign. Sagittarius is a benefic sign, so it's not bad. But the thing is, he is Rohini Nakshatra. Right? So there are bunch of planets in the 8th house. But again, that's not too bad. 8th house shows instability. So if he changes house, there will be instability in life. So even otherwise, when so many planets, 4 planets are transiting in the 8th house, some kind of obstacle or some problem, some tension, some anxiety will be given to him anyway. If you basically move to a new house, probably it will be diverted into setting up the new house instead of some other problem. So that's something that you don't have to be concerned about. But is Mercury in Sagittarius okay, or would you rather have him in Scorpio? Again, both are fine. There's no reason to pick one versus the other. But the thing is, Sun, he is still in Purvashada. He is in the Purvashada 4th Pada. And Mars, he is at the end of Uttarashada. So Sun is in which Navamsha? He is in Scorpio Navamsha. Sun is in Scorpio Navamsha. He is in a friendly Navamsha. And Mars is in Vargottama. So there is good Martian strength. Mars is in Vargottama, about to go into his exaltation sign. So he is very powerful. So there is a lot of Martian strength. Right? And Sun is also in a friendly sign and a friendly Navamsha. And how far away is he from Rahu? 15 degrees. Which is quite far. So he is out of the influence of Rahu. Right? Moreover, Sun is going forward, Rahu is going backward. So they are actually going in different direction. So the Rahu is looking differently, in a different direction. So Sun is not really that influenced by Rahu. So this seems okay. Now let us pick a good moon. And this tithi is Shukla Chaturthi. Is it a good tithi? Of course not. And moon is in Dhanishta. Let's say we wait a few days. Let's say January 10th. That should be Saptami, right? So Saptami is a good tithi. Saptami is a good tithi. And the good thing about this is why I waited a few days was I wanted moon to come into Pisces. If moon and Jupiter are together, is that good? Yeah, that's Gajageshri yoga. That's the yoga for fame. Of course, when you buy a house, you don't become famous, but it's a good combination. Gajageshri yoga is a good combination. Oh, by the way, Mars has moved into his exaltation sign. That's okay, we can live with it. He is exalted. And Sun, he is in Purvashada 4th Padam. Sun is in Purvashada 4th Pada. If we wait a little bit, Sun will be in Vargottama. Instead of being in Scorpio Navamsha, he can be in Sagittarius Navamsha, he can be in own Nakshatra, Uttarashada. So if you wait a little bit, maybe another day, you can get better strength of Sun. And Sun is his Lagna Leo, Lagna Lord, right? That's what I remember. Yeah, he is Leo Lagna rising. So Sun is very important for him, his Lagna Lord. Overall, for overall sense of well-being in life, Sun is an important planet. You want solar strength. So, even now Sun is strong, but if you wait, how long do you need to wait? Let us see. In Navamsha, when will Sun change sign? 6 hours later. So you don't even have to wait a day. In the same day, if you change the Lagna, Sun will basically be... Okay, let's do one thing. Let's say January 11, around noon. Yeah, morning also we can do, but let's say noon, so that moon and Jupiter are in Lagna, let us say. So 11 o'clock, let us say. Then Saptami, it is still Saptami, thankfully. Had it been Ashtami, we would have been in trouble. Still it is Saptami, and the Nakshatra, moon is, Sun is in Vargottama now. Moon is in Revati. Is Revati a good star for him? He is Rohini, right? Chandra, Kuja, Rahu, Guru, Shani, Buddha. So it is Sahantara. Right? So it is Sahantara for him. And for you, of course, because both of you are, your nakshatras are consecutive nakshatras. One is Sahantara, other will be Nashantara. It's basically you can't fix for both of you. So for Mrugashira, it will be I think Prachaktara or something. So we'll compromise with you. But the bottom line is Mrugashira which padam? Second pada. So both of you are Vrishabha Rashi people. So forget the Tara. As far as Rashi is concerned, for both of you, he is in the 11th house. Moon is in the 11th house for both of you. So that is good. And moreover, if we take this Lagna, Pisces Lagna, the bad part of this combination is Lagna is the 8th house in his natal sign. In his natal Rashi chart, Leo rises. So we are picking the 8th house from that as Lagna. So that is actually a bad thing. It can show 8th house related results basically being more in that house. But also 8th house is the house of occult experiences, etc. Moreover, we have put the 8th Lord there. So when the Lord of the 8th house is in the 8th house, the 8th house is not really inauspicious. In his natal chart, that is good then. So in his natal chart, even though Pisces is the 8th house, it contains the 8th Lord. So it is an auspicious sign then. It is giving Sarada Yoga, an auspicious yoga. So you are putting Lagna in that sign. So then it is actually good. So that is good. And if we do this, the bad combination is Venus happens to be in the 9th house. He is a functional malefic for this chart, 3rd and 8th Lord. He is in the 9th house. So that is a bad combination. But the 9th Lord Mars is exalted in the 11th house. That is excellent. So Bhagya Lord is exalted in the Lavasthana. That is excellent. And secondly, Mercury, Sun and Rahu are in the 10th house. Now Rahu is actually we can pick the Lagna in such a way that Rahu is in the previous sign and only Sun is in the 10th house. And there is one belief in some astrologers that you pick Abhijan Muhurta, basically Sun in the exact 10th house. You don't have to worry about anything else basically. Sun is in the 10th house, that's it. All other evils in the Muhurta are compensated. Another belief is there in some astrologers where if Jupiter is Lagna Lord or Jupiter is in the Lagna, if Jupiter's influence is there on Lagna, you don't have to worry about anything. That is Sriram Raksha. So here we are picking Sun in the 10th house and let's pick Jupiter in the 1st house. Jupiter or at least being the Lagna Lord. So what I suggest is, let's go to Navamsha. What will be a good Navamsha? So this actually looks good. What is the yoga? Yoga is Shiva Yoga. That is an auspicious yoga. Karana is Vanija Karana. There is a little bit of problem. Vanija Karana is a good Karana, auspicious Karana. It is basically shows business. But the Lord of the Karana happens to be 8th Lord and 3rd Lord. So that is a little bit of problematic thing. But overall this is fine. And the Vara is Tuesday. Some people have a sentiment not to do things on Tuesday simply because Mars is a malefic planet. But the thing is, he is a natural malefic. In a particular chart, he may be a malefic. So if you take his chart, I don't remember your chart. Your Lagna is Scorpio? Gemini? Gemini, right? So for you, Mars is not a great planet, but for him, Mars is Yokaraka. He is in Lagna. Oh, good. So he is 9th Lord in Lagna. So he is a planet giving fortune. So Tuesday is a good Vara for him. So this seems good. What about the 4th house? We said 4th house has to be strong. Now is 4th house strong? 9th Lord is in 4th house. Of course, Ketu in the 4th house is not considered good. Ketu gives Sukhalopa. But he is also the 9th Lord. So being the 9th Lord in 4th house, he will give, 9th house is Dharma. So he will give a lot of dharmic activities. So some Sukhalopa will be there for following Dharma, for dharmic activities. And Ketu is the planet of Moksha. And his being in the 4th house is very good actually. Any Moksha Trikona, 4, 8 and 12. If Ketu is in one of those 3 houses, he can give Moksha. Of course, just based on a Gurukrpa Murta, you won't get Moksha. But the thing is, it is conducive. Ketu in a Moksha Trikona is conducive to pursuit of Moksha. So that is one thing. The other thing is, the 4th Lord is in the 10th house and he is aspecting the 4th house. So aspect of a house by its own lord is always good. So basically 4th house is reasonably strong, right? And Moon and Jupiter will be aspecting it. Apart from Mercury, Moon and Jupiter will be aspecting it. So this seems quite good. Now the bad thing is Saturn is aspecting Lagna and Saturn, Lagna and Moon. So that is a bad combination. But the thing is, there is a lot of distance. I mean, his influence on Moon is quite close, but his influence on Jupiter and Lagna we can make it far away, so that it doesn't cause much problem. But the thing is, influence of Saturn on Moon, it is bad in a way, but it is also good in a way. Why is it good in a way? Moon is the 5th lord, Saturn is the 11th lord. 5th and 11th lord affecting each other is actually very good. Very good for financial gains and luck for good results to children. So from that point of view, it is a good combination. Also from the person's perspective, it gives some detachment. Moon being aspected by Saturn will show that mind will develop some detachment. So overall, this seems very good to me. Now the thing is Navamsa, and because there is ample time, January 11, so it is a couple of weeks after the day you have said. So house should be perfectly ready by then, even if there is some delay. And the thing is now, suppose the house is not ready, suppose something still needs to be done. If you basically do a Gurukrpa there and actually start living there or live there for a few days, this is different from a house not constructed at all. You basically go there just for the ritual. So let's pick a Navamsa Lagna. What is a good Navamsa Lagna? What is a good Navamsa Lagna? What will be a good Navamsa Lagna? Oh, one more thing actually. Lagna is a Drisvaha Rashi. If you put a fixed sign, the person will stay in the house for too long, very long. Based on Lagna, Moon and Lagna Lord. These are the ones that you see. Lagna, Moon and Lagna Lord. And Moon sign Lord if you want. So these 4 factors, if they are predominantly in mobile signs, they will not stay too long. This was actually the factor I was telling you in a previous class. I picked a muhurta for somebody and said, you will not stay. They were buying a new house. Buying a townhouse in New Jersey. And they spent a lot of money. I told them, I'll give you a muhurta, it will result in good for you, you will not lose anything, but you will not stay in this house for too long. They were concerned, but they had a lot of faith. They said, okay fine, whatever you say, we'll go with it. So what happened was, they were in New Jersey for a year and a half or so, and then they moved. They left New Jersey, they came to Boston. They sold the house. Luckily they could sell the house for a small profit, and they found a good house in Boston. And actually finding the house in Boston turned out to change their life. It was actually, this move was very good for them. So like that, sometimes you may want to give a muhurta which shows change. It's okay to change. It's not necessary that you have to stay in the job or the house for too long. But in this case, the muhurta we picked is not a mobile sign. At the same time, it's not a fixed sign also. Lagna is in jewel sign, Moon is in jewel sign, Lagna Lord is in jewel sign, Moon sign Lord is in jewel sign. So this will be a medium term kind of thing. You won't stay there for too long, at the same time you won't move very quickly. So it will be like 5-10 year kind of time frame. That is the kind of muhurta. But bottom line is, because Lagna is so strong and blessed by Jupiter, and there is a Rajoga there between Lagna Lord and 5th Lord, between 10th Lord and 5th Lord. Some good things will be done in that house, and children will prosper in that house. It will be very auspicious for children because Moon is the 5th Lord. Now Navamsa, what will be a good Navamsa Lagna? Anybody has any suggestions? Leo? So that Jupiter is in Lagna? Okay, let's go for it. So that should be earlier, right? Let's say 10 o'clock or maybe a little earlier. What? Oh, that was too, Lagna is moving too fast. So let's say 10:15. 10:15 seems to work. Or no, not yet. 10:20, let's say. Okay, 10:20, Jupiter is in Lagna in Navamsa. Right. Lagna Lord Sun is with the 12th Lord and Ketu. Is that good? Yes. Yes, very good. One second, let me open the longitudes. In Navamsha, Jupiter is at the beginning of Sagittarius, Moon is at 10 degrees, Ketu is at 17 degrees. So Ketu is far away from Sun. So Sun is not that close to Ketu. He is close to Moon, but not too close again. He is basically 7 degrees away. But within the region of influence. So Sun and Moon combination is there, but like you said, Moon and Sun and Jupiter have a Parivartana. So it's effectively like Moon and Jupiter are in the 5th house and Sun is in Lagna. So that is good. 9th Lord is exalted. So Yokarka Mars is exalted, that is good. Saturn, the 6th Lord, is in the 12th house. Rahu, the 7th Lord, is in the 11th house. One Kamatrikona Lord in another Kamatrikona shows fulfillment of desires. Mercury is in the 10th house. The 2nd and 11th Lord of money basically in the 10th house of career. So good money in the career. 3rd Lord Venus is in the 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of initiative. So a benefit planet is in the 3rd house in own sign. So he happy and optimistic basically, having an optimistic spirit in the house. So this seems good. So what we can do is we can make it a little less, like 1090. Of course you can't follow the muhurta up to minute, but let's say 1080. Then Jupiter will be about to rise. Jupiter will be in the 1st house in Lagna, in Rashi as well as Navamsha. So this seems good. So let me save this. I'm just saving this here. So the muhurta we came up with was January 11, 2011, 10:18 a.m. Nashua, New Hampshire. Hello? Namaskar Mahesh. Yeah, today is Monday. Namaskar. Bye. Okay. Yeah, this is good nimitta. This is my spiritual guru, Dr. Manish Pandit called. So January 11, 2011, 10:18 a.m. Nashua, New Hampshire. Now the thing is, exactly what do you do at that time? That is the tricky part. So the Navamsha Lagna stays there is 1 minute before and 6 minutes later. So what I suggest is between 10:18 and 10:24. That is your window. Or 10:18 to 10:23. Those 5 minutes. Basically do the Graha Pravesha then. So what is the definition of Graha Pravesha? When do you start living in the house? How do you, sleep for 3 minutes? Or when you start? So you simulate 3 nights within those 5 minutes of sleep there? Or when you cook? Yeah, the definition people use is cooking. Basically they say at that time you basically boil milk and then make payasam with it. So one definition used in tradition is at the muhurta time you boil milk. So you enter the house a little earlier. That is one tradition. The other tradition is, but the idea is, what is the purpose of house? To cook? Of course, you cook in the house. But there are so many people who don't cook in the house. They just go out every day and eat. So cooking is one definition of the house. But entering the house itself, literally Graha Pravesha means entering the house. So actually entering the house, stepping into the house is also important. You may say, I have already stepped into the house before when it was being constructed or when I was checking the house out. Yes, but then you want the owner and you didn't do it with the intention of living. Now you are saying, okay, this is my house now, I am entering this house, I am going to live in this house from now onwards. If you see, all this, whatever you do at the time of muhurta, it's all in the mind. All actions are actually in the mind. So if you in your mind you are thinking, okay, this is my house now, I am entering the house and I am going to live in this house. So if with that thought if you enter the house, that is the real Graha Pravesha. Boiling the milk, all these things are secondary. So, second thing is, forget boiling the milk. The purpose of a house is actually to worship God. You have a house so that you can establish God there and you can worship God. So, worshipping the God is the other definition. So, one definition is entering the house. The other definition is worshipping God. The other definition is cooking. Of course, cooking is also to worship God, to worship the God who is within you by feeding him food. So that is the purpose of cooking. What?
He will do puja and I will go and cook.
Yeah, what I suggest is, you have 5-minute window. The only problem is, priests have a long list of mantras to do and all that. So what you have to do is, tell the priest ahead and tell him, I want to do within the Navamsa Lagna, within those 5 minutes, I want to actually start cooking and I want to do some puja. So what I suggest is, tell the priest, do whatever puja you want to do. You basically, at the time of the Muhurta, and the thing is, the way these things happen, priests do so much ritual at the door itself basically. And once you enter, they do so much ritual. And the problem is, in this all this ritual, the actual Gurukrpa ends up happening in some other Navamsa. You may pick a Navamsa, but it may not happen there. So what I suggest is, you enter the house, whatever ritual he wants to do, let him do earlier. Start early enough. But at this time, 10:18, you should step inside. So 10:18, you basically put your right leg inside. And then once you do that, let the priest do whatever he wants to do. You basically go to the stove, and if he wants to do a small puja there, because they start a fire, they do a puja to the stove even before they light the fire. And whatever he wants to do, let him do, but make it quick. Because there's no point in doing a 15-minute puja and then you miss the Muhurta. The purpose of Muhurta is,
You alone can go and do the puja.
you can do that also.
Please come afterwards and do.
You can do that also. You can do that also. It is based on how comfortable you are. If you ask me, you know how to do homam, right? You just go into the house, you put a homakundam ready, or you take the homakundam with you. You just sit down and take a sankalpa that I am going to do Ganpati homam and then start the fire. Suppose you enter and you start the homam in those 5 minutes. That is very auspicious. So that you can do and you can start cooking. So that I will suggest. And are there any specific pujas we can recommend for this Muhurta, for weaknesses in the Muhurta? What are the weaknesses in the Muhurta? The biggest weakness is Venus in the 9th house. Venus, the 8th lord, is in the 9th house. That is the biggest weakness. What is the remedy for that? For Venus? Lakshmi. Worship Lakshmi. So do a Lakshmi, after you do Ganpati Homam, do a Lakshmi Homam. It is a Lakshmi Ashtottaram, Sri Suktam, Lakshmi Ashtakam. So do a Ganpati Homam and a Lakshmi Homam immediately. So that is one remedy. And what else? What is the greatest thing in this Muhurta? Jupiter and Moon combination is the biggest thing. So what is, but you don't have to do anything specifically for it. But that is the biggest blessing. What is the other blessing? The 9th Lord Mars exalted in the 11th house. So what can you do to make it? Hanuman. You can worship Hanuman. And for Moon and Jupiter, who can you worship? For Moon and Jupiter. Jupiter is Sadashiva, Moon is Parvati. So Parvati and Shiva. So worship Parvati and Shiva, worship Hanuman. So they will help you maximize the good in the chart. But that is not really necessary. It is good to do, but it's not necessary. But the thing that must be done is two things. Ketu being in the 4th house, even though he is 9th Lord, still he is Ketu. His being in the 4th house is a weakness. So for that Ganesha, that is why I said, anywhere people do Ganesha in the beginning. So doing Ganpati mantra or Ganpati Homam in the beginning, that is one thing. And Venus, Lakshmi. These two, if you do, that is good. Okay?
Even Hanuman, that is take care of Saturn also, right?
That is a good point, very good point. He has a good point. So if you do Hanuman worship, not only Mars, exalted Mars, it takes care of Saturn, who is aspecting the Lagna, Moon, etc. and Lagna Lord, etc. So Saturn is the other weakness in the chart. So that will be taken care of by Hanuman. So what I suggest is, so do Hanuman Sadhana, Hanuman Chalisa, Ganpati Homam, Lakshmi Homam, and maybe Hanuman Homam. All the three basically do once you enter the house. Anything else? This reminds me of my Griha Pravesham. When I feed, and feed lot of good people. When we did a Gurukrpa, that happened to be a Friday and a Shravan Purnima day. That happened to be Shravan Shukvaram. So my wife had the Shravan Shukvaram puja that she does on every Shravan Shukvaram. So that puja. And it was a Purnima day. So we do Satyanarayana Vratam every Purnima day. And we fast the whole day and we do Satyanarayana Vratam at the end of the day. So that was there on that day. It was a Friday. So on every Friday I do Lakshmi Aštotram 108 times. So that puja was there. So several, and all daily pujas were there. So there were a bunch of pujas basically. And on top of it, for Gurukrpa, the priest that we called, he wants to do this, that, Lakshmi Homam, Ganapati Homam, Navagraha Homam, Vas Homam. So whatever he wanted to do, I said, okay, you do. So there were all those things. So we sat, in the morning we went. By the time the priest pujas were done, it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So then he left, we fed him and he left. And we fasted. So my wife was doing her puja, I was doing my puja. And we were doing pujas the whole day. And in the evening we had Satyanarayana puja. So basically from morning 6 o'clock till evening 10 or 11, we were basically doing some puja or the other. And then we ate. And the thing is, normally when I fast for Satyanarayana puja, I drink water. But that particular day, I just had a sankalpa, let me not drink water. So actually, until 11 o'clock, Satyanarayana puja was finished. I didn't even drink water in that day. So that reminds me. So like that, if it is possible, see the thing is, we say do this puja, do that puja. Bottom line is the degree, the amount, the level to which you have to do in order to block out any karmas that are in your chart and that are triggered by this muhurta. That basically cannot be judged accurately. What kind of sadhana is required. People, what they do is, I'm not talking about you, you guys are fine, but other people, there is serious troubles and they think that just by saying Hanuman Chalisa once or just by doing one particular mantra 108 times, they think that their problem can be solved. If they can do with perfect focus, that may be true. Even 108 times doing the mantra may solve the problem. But because people don't have perfect focus, you'll have to keep doing a lot of times. So, as much sadhana as you can do. So especially on the first day of your residence in a house, that's a very important day. So you spend as much time as you can chanting this mantra, that mantra, doing this puja, this homam, that homam. You keep doing sadhana on the first day. The more you suffer on that day, the better it is for you later. So good luck with this. So again the muhurta is January 11, 2011, 10:18 a.m. Pushya Shukla Saptami, Tuesday, Revati Nakshatra, Shiva Yoga, Vande Karna. Okay. So any other comments or questions? Any observations? Anything else you want to say? The Vikhyamsa, the chart of spirituality, the temple lord is in 10th house, so karma is strong. Lagna lord Venus is in the 9th house. And 9th Lord Mercury is in Lagna. So there is a Parivartana between Lagna Lord and 9th Lord, that is a good Rajoga. And Jupiter is also there. So there is a good Rajoga as far as spirituality is concerned. Good. And in the chart of career, the 9th and 5th Lords are together. Either in the 10th house or 9th house, depending on the longitude. So that is excellent. Guru, Lagna Lord, Guru is in Lagna. So we didn't check all these, but they actually worked out nice. Good, very good. All the best. Any other comments? Okay. Any other chart you want to see? We have another 20 minutes or so. Anything else? Any questions you have? Any chart you want to see?
I have a chart of a young boy.
Of a
engineering student.
Yeah.
His parents are concerned because he is totally perverted, not studying. Actually, like a dropout. Okay, so they were.
Give me the data.
So, May 27.
So we are seeing the chart of a young engineering student, and he is apparently not interested in studies. He is a little perverted, it seems, and he dropped out of studies, and his parents are concerned. What does he want to do instead?
Just time.
Do nothing? So okay, so he wants to do nothing. He wants to do time pass. So he wants to drop out of education, and his parents are understandably concerned. So we are seeing the chart. May 27, 1992, 6 a.m. So this is unrectified.
Reasonably
Reasonably accurate, okay? Male, boy,
It's a male.
place,
Karnool.
Karnool. So for those who are listening to the audio, the person was born on May 27, 1992, 6 a.m. Supposed to be, believed to be accurate, but we will see. He is a male and he was born in Kurnool, India. The time zone is 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT. The longitude is 78 degrees 3 minutes east. The latitude is 15 degrees 50 minutes north. How should I say it?
His name is Bablu.
Bablu?
Yeah.
Bablu. Okay. Bablu. Maybe he's a Bunty or Bablu and he wants to be like Bablu. Okay. Dropped out of engineering. He dropped or he wants to drop out?
Yeah, he failed in all subjects, so it's like...
Dropped out of engineering.
First year engineering, he failed all subjects. So
After failing all subjects in first year. All subjects. Okay.
But he was topper till 10th.
Topper till 10th in his school.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was a topper in his school till 10th standard, and after he went to engineering, in the first year he failed in all subjects and then he dropped out. And his parents are concerned. So what is their question?
Like
Should they send him back to engineering or do they want to consider some other career? Or?
Because he's in a private college, so it's expensive. They are whether to continue in engineering or with they should pursue something else. Or
Okay.
Something
So the question is, he went to a private college where you have to spend a lot of money. They already spent a lot of money on the first year. But the thing is, if they keep sending him and he keeps failing all subjects, they will have to spend much more money. So the question is it worth it? Should we send him back to the engineering college or should we get him settled in some other line? So that is the question.
or
So,
remedy
any praying they can do. Okay, let us see. So the Lagna should be 14 degrees 51 minutes Taurus and Moon should be 8 degrees 36 minutes Aries. 8 degrees 36 minutes Pisces.
We have 1 hour window actually.
What 1 hour window?
Oh,
Rashi chart. Yeah, but we are interested in D24 for education. And that will be close. It is never, that basically changes every 4 minutes. See, 4 minutes 24 seconds earlier, Lagna would be different. 38 seconds later, Lagna will be different. So we have to know whether it is 6 or 6-1. 6-1 will be different. So if it is 6-1, they may round it to 6 a.m. So it could be the next time. It could be the previous time also, assuming there is a family terror. Usually family terror is not really ruled out. People are not that accurate. On top of it, they may or may not use the right definition of birth. So anyway, so let's see Siddhamsa. We have some data. We know what this person did. So let's go by that. When did he go to engineering, you said?
that it is 2009.
2009. So in Mercury Dasha, Mercury Venus. In Mercury Venus, he went to engineering. And then he also started doing bad. Right? Did he start doing bad as soon as he went or?
Maybe a couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah, even in engineering he didn't get good scores.
Okay, good. So only 10th. Till 10th he was doing fine. 11th and 12th he didn't do well. Okay, good. First of all, what do you see in the Rashi chart? Is there any, how do you see education? Is education good or is there any problem with respect to education? The 4th house is the house of education in the Rashi chart. Is the 4th lord well placed or badly placed? Where is he placed? 4th lord. 12th house. He is in Malakaraka Sthana. And is he in a friendly house or inimical sign? He is in an inimical sign. Sun is in inimical sign. If you see Sun, highlight Rashis, relationships, compound relationships. See, Venus is a worst enemy. He is an Adhishatru of Venus. So he is Sun is in Adhishatru Sthana. So that is one thing, and the other thing is he is in Malakaraka Sthana. So he is weak. So if overall the planet who shows education in life is weak. But the good thing is how is career. The 10th Lord, how is 10th Lord? Saturn. He is in 9th house. Own sign. He is a Yokaka. So his career will be fine. Education seems bad, but career will be fine. Let us go to Siddhamsa. Actually, we will do one thing. Before we go to Siddhamsa, let's go to Dashamsa. No, actually, what I was thinking is we can go to Dashamsa and see what career suits the person. From that we can suggest. But the thing is, for that we need Dashamsa Lagna to be accurate. It is 1451 in Taurus, right? If it crosses 15 degrees, the Dashamsa Lagna also will change sign, apart from D24 Lagna. So we don't know whether it is below 15 degrees or above 15 degrees. So for that we will use D24. Here we have an event. The person started engineering. What branch do you know? Computer science. So the person started computer science. So that should make sense. So let us see if the Lagna should be... We will consider Gemini and Cancer. We will ignore the possibility of it being Taurus. We will say time is not off by 5 minutes. It's only off by a minute or so. So we will say Taurus is ruled out. Gemini or Cancer. Let's see which one makes more sense. Which one explains his education now? He is in bachelor's education. In Mercury, Venus. In Mercury, Venus, he is doing, in Mercury Dasha, Venus Antardasha, he is in engineering. Does it make sense with this? Computer science, does computer science make sense? Doing bachelor's in computer, see, he may or may not do bachelor's in computer science, we don't know that. So let's not assume that 9th house should show bachelor's education in computer science. But the current Dasha, Antardasha should show going into computer science. Does it make sense? The Antardasha is Venus, right? Mercury Dasha, Venus Antardasha. Specifically the Pratyanta Dasha was again Mercury, right? 2009, July 26 to December 20, Mercury Pratyanta Dasha. So within Mercury Dasha, Venus Antardasha, again Mercury Pratyanta Dasha. Let's focus on the Pratyanta Dasha. So in that Pratyanta Dasha, he went to bachelor's education. So Mercury has to, of course Mercury can show computer science. But somehow Mercury should have a link to bachelor's education. Does he have a link? Does Mercury have a link to bachelor's education? This D24, tell me. Does Mercury have a link to bachelor's education? Does Mercury have a link to bachelor's education? What is his link? He is the Lagna Lord, he is Argala on the 9th house, right? That is enough. Is that enough? Is it enough? That is the other thing, right? That's a good point. So, no, but don't look at Mercury for that. See, Mercury Pratyanta Dasha got him into education. Within Venus Antardasha, education basically started to get in trouble. And the next Antardasha is that of Sun. When did he drop out? Did he drop out after Sun Antardasha started? After this February?
Moreover, yeah, this is the time. This is the time, like
in the last
July.
Yeah. So it is in Sun Antardasha. So in Venus he was at least in school, but he wasn't doing well. But in Sun he just dropped out. So Venus should show some problem. Sun should show a big problem. Right? Does it make sense with this? Sun dropping out from your education, does it make sense with this? Taurus makes more sense. Why? Does Cancer make sense? Second Lord exalted, but why are you looking at second Lord? Look at the 9th house, the bachelor's education. From 9th house, how is he? Huh? No. From 9th house, if you take Cancer from the 9th house, Yeah, he will be the sixth lord in the second house. But then, if you take the current lagna, now also taking the ninth house, Aquarius has lagna. Sun is the seventh lord in third house. Is he a marka? He is a very strong marka. Moreover, he is inimical to the ninth lord. The ninth lord is Saturn. And he is inimical to the ninth lord. So this makes actually more sense, the current one. If you take Taurus, from Taurus, he is the ninth house is Capricorn, he is the eighth lord exalted. He doesn't really show, he is not a marka. Eighth lord, strong eighth lord is actually, he may show trouble, but he shows continuation. So, Taurus doesn't make much sense. Cancer and Gemini both make sense. But Gemini makes more sense. Gemini Lagna makes more sense, right? Now, with respect to A9, let us see. Because A9 is the actual tangible, going to college, going to so-and-so college, doing so-and-so degree. All the tangibles are from A9. Where is A9 with this time? It is in Libra. From A9, Sun, how is Sun placed from A9? He is the exalted Bharata Lord. So can he give problems?
Instability.
For me? Yeah, he can give instability, he can give even break. So he is actually in the, I checked the degrees. So he is in the Markasthana. So Bharata Lord exalted in Markasthana. So end of education or a break in the education is quite possible. So from ninth house, from A9, from both it makes sense. From A9 also, A9 is in Libra. Libra is not really a friendly sign of Sun. So even though Sun is exalted and is placed in the 11th house from Lagna, from the 9th house and from A9 he is ill placed. So the education is basically suffering. Yeah, Sun is in the 7th house from A9. Okay? So this actually could be, there could be still a few seconds of error, 20 seconds or so, or backward by a minute or so. But the thing is, now Siddhanta Lagna we have it right. So Lagna is below 15 degrees Taurus. So we can go to Dashamsa now. Instead of analyzing Siddhanta D24 further to see the education, let us go to Dashamsa. In the Dashamsa, what kind of career do you anticipate for this person, honestly? Lagna is at the end of Taurus in Dashamsa. Sun and Saturn are very close. Sun and Saturn are very close in Lagna. They are in the 12th house. But 10th Lord Saturn is in the 12th house of loss or giving or compromises. And he is with Sun. They are enemies. So this is not a great combination. Sun Saturn combination in the 12th house is not good. Ravishani Yuti. So what does that show? What kind of career do you anticipate? Yes, that is the other thing. Other Lord Rahu is in one house. He can say. And is he in the 10th house? He is in the 9th house. Is it good? Rahu in the 9th house is what? I know, 10th Lord in the 9th is good, but Rahu being in 9th is what? Manakarka Sthana. So there is a bad thing also. Rahu in the 9th house has a good side to it, but also a bad side. He is in Manakarka Sthana. Moreover, the other 10th Lord, Saturn, is with an enemy, and that enemy is in Manakarka Sthana. So there is a lot of Manakarka Sthana influence on career. So there is some instability in the career. This is not a smooth chart. Is this the chart of a businessman or somebody who works? Seventh Lord Mars is not really that well placed. And 7th house contains Jupiter, but he is the 8th Lord. Is that good? No, he is a Marka. So, this is not showing success in business. On the other hand, the 6th Lord Venus is exalted. By the way, Venus and Mercury are giving a Rajoga. There is a Rajoga given by Venus and Mercury. So, Venus Dasha will be very good for his career. When will it come? 2027 November to 2047 November. So, basically, when was he born? 1992. So 8 plus 27, 35 years of age to 55 years of age. He is earning an excellent Dasha. So his career will be fine. But what kind of career will it be? What kind of career will it be? What do you think? Yes. Yes. Actually, Venus may also be in the 10th house. No, Venus is in 10th house. In Dashamsha. Both Venus and Mercury are in the 10th house. So Rajoga is happening in the 10th house. Lagna Lord and 5th Lord Rajoga. Mercury Dasha is running. But Mercury is debilitated. 5th Lord's debility shows Purvapunya is, 5th Lord shows Purvapunya, but he is debilitated. So there is some problem. By the way, we can come to worship. Some worship can actually help here. Mercury is debilitated, but Venus is exalted. So Venus Dasha will be quite good. And Ketu Dasha, how will it be? Not so great. It's okay, but Venus Dasha will be really good for him. And in the natal Rashi chart also, Venus is the Lagna Lord. Even though he is in the 12th house, he is the Lagna Lord. So Venus Dasha will be the real good Dasha for him. Now anyway, coming back to the career, how do you see the career? See, Venus and Mercury are in the 10th house. You can see the career from Saturn and Rahu, but the thing is Saturn is not well placed. Rahu is not that well placed, but Rahu may show the career. So Rahu shows some high tech, some technology, etc. So that kind of career is a possibility. Or Rahu also shows mafia, this kind of thing. That kind of career is also a possibility. Some unconventional work, some cheating, etc. That is one possibility, especially because Rahu is in Dharmasthana. So that is one possibility. Let's keep it aside. What is the other influence? The second Lord, 2, 6 and 10, they are the houses of, they are the Artha Trikona. They show your career. 2, 6 and 10. 2, Lord is Mercury. 6, Venus. 10, 2 Lord and 6 Lord are together in 10. Second Lord and 6th Lord are together in the 10th house. So there is a confluence between the 3 houses that show career. So clearly it has to be given by Venus and Mercury, not Saturn and Rahu. So career will be given by Venus and Mercury. Who is more likely to give it, Venus or Mercury? Venus is stronger, so Venusian career is more likely. There may be some Mercurian influence, but Venusian career. So what kind of career does Venus give? Maybe some kind of project management, managerial kind of career is a possibility. What is the other kind? Venus is in, pardon me? Yes. Venus is in Ishanamsha, Mercury, actually Venus and Mercury both are in Ishanamsha. So just going by the Ishanamsha, one possibility is some kind of religious, in some religious line basically. So some career relating to religion is one possibility, because the planets are in Ishana Shashtamsha, Dashamsha. The other thing is Venus, exalted Venus, Lagna Lord, he can show some kind of entertainment. So entertainment career, even though he is in engineering, some kind of career in and Mercury shows journalism. So Venus and Mercury combination can show journalistic entertainment related journalism, like working in some TV or some film crew, being in the films, being in, these days there are so many cable channels and there are so many people doing so many shows. So some kind of entertainment related journalism or entertainment or writing, though they seem better for him. I don't know if he has any writing skills, but if he does, they should pursue that. But the thing is,
Rahu wouldn't show any kind of a technical aspect of
maybe not. Rahu in general is the planet of illusion. So the whole
technical aspect.
It may show technical aspect, it may just show Rahu may be the make-believe world basically. Rahu is a representative of the make-believe world. It's an illusion. The whole TV or movie is an illusion. So one thing is, I don't know, see the thing is we don't know this person. I don't know if he has any kind of interest in those lines. But if he has any interest in journalism or films or writing,
he is a filmy kind of guy.
what do you mean?
I mean, in the sense, film star, like playing lot of interest.
He likes film stars. Liking is one thing, having skill is another. But the thing is, if he is interested in that, if he tries to develop a skill in those lines, it may actually be worthwhile.
A lot of electronics he play with, a lot of entertainment related.
That is good. So like he said, basically Rahu can show technology. So basically get into those lines in the entertainment field using his electronics background basically. Instead of finishing his degree and working in a computer science company, maybe he can do that. So if not writing part, basically get into some technical aspects like some audio or something like that. So, but some kind of entertainment area seems to be very auspicious for him. So that is what I would suggest for this person. But another thing actually,
Will he complete any graduation?
we'll go back to that. But the thing is, if you say your career is in entertainment and if he is doing computer science, probably he is not going to finish. But we'll go back to D24 again. But he should pursue this seriously and he should expect that until 2027 things will be a little bit of, things will be slow. Actually, you know what, even Mercury can give some success. Mercury Dasha itself, there is a Mercury Rahu, for example, the Mercury Saturn, there is a possibility of success.
Mercury Venus. It's
Mercury-
actually running with the same combination Mercury Venus.
Yeah, but it's over. The period is over, unfortunately.
It is in daytime.
Yeah.
We will see.
And the thing is, Ketu Dasha is okay. Ketu is 7th Lord in the 3rd house. So he may go independent, have some business, etc. in Ketu Dasha. But the thing is, his real success and real fame. See, this person has a chance of being famous. Because Lagna Lord and 6th Lord are together. And 6th Lord, Lagna Lord is exalted. So there is a chance of fame. And his fame will come in Venus Dasha. He has a nice Venus in both Rashi and Dasha. So from 2027 he will have some kind of fame. Until then he has to build a career. So give that idea to his parents and let them have a calm thought with the guy and see what he wants. Does he want to sing? Does he want to do some technical aspects of films, or is he interested in films? Is he interested in music? Let them find out what he is interested in, and it may be worthwhile because this person at the end he will be reasonably famous. Second thing, in the chart of career, Sun and Saturn are together. What does that show? Yeah, some political activism is possible. Sun and Saturn combination shows some kind of, and Saturn is the Dharma Lord, 9th Lord. So Dharma is your sense of right and wrong. So somebody who stands for some causes and goes to the streets. But the thing is, can he get some power? Unlikely. Sun is in Mankarka Sthana. Right? And if you look at the Amshas, nobody is in Indra Amsha. Sun is in Vayu Amsha. What does Vayu stand for? Vayu is strength. Basically, social activists do have planets in Vayu Amsha. So Vayu can show activism, social activism, political activism. And Saturn is in Agni Amsha. So neither of them shows power. So my feeling is he will not be politically powerful, but he will have some political activism in his life. So but the thing is, don't suggest that as a career. That's not a career. Career will be in entertainment, some field relating to entertainment, and he will be known for political activism later in life. So good luck to the young man. The best puja, what can he do? What is the best thing for him? Venus is the biggest benefit in this chart. Rashi as well as the Dashamsha. Right? So what is the best worship he can do? What is the best he can do? Lakshmi. Lakshmi Astotram. Read as many times as you can. So Lakshmi. Second thing is Mercury. The Lord of Purvapundya. He is badly placed, both in Rashi and Dashamsha. Mercury is debilitated in Dashamsha. Moreover, his Dacha is running right now. So Vishnasnamam.
And he is connected with the 9th house.
He's what?
In the Siddhamsha also is
He basically, his Dacha is running. So whatever is happening right now is under Mercury's influence. So Mercury is Vishnu. So Vishnu and Lakshmi are the best for him. So he should do Lakshmi Astotram and Vishnu Sahasranamam. So get used to reading them every day. Read Lakshmi Astotram maybe 8 times every day. Or Vishnu Sahasranamam once every day. Or both. Lakshmi Astotram 8 times and Vishnu Sahasranamam 1 time every day. So in the beginning it will take a long time, but once you get used to it, this is 20 minutes or 25 minutes to do both. So if he can do that every day, that will really help him. So Vishnu and Lakshmi are the best for him.
Can you say something? His 12th house is strong.
12th house is strong, yeah.
he tried a lot of bad habits. Spiritual or not.
No, actually you can't tell whether somebody will be spiritual or not based on bad habits. bad habits can go. See, people look at things like smoking, alcohol, these things are really terrible things, right? Those things are terrible, I agree. But they can be easily let go. They can, when the right time comes, when somebody really wants, those are easier to give up than things like pride, lust, all the desires that somebody has, jealousy. If somebody has jealousy, he can't see somebody else doing better than him. It's very difficult to let it go. It's far easier to let cigarette habit go than jealousy go or pride go. So the thing is, the real enemies are the ones inside. The outside things, there are people who were smoking or who were alcoholics and they left and they became great saints. There are examples. So I'm not saying smoking is good for spirituality, but what I'm saying is, don't let it stand there. Don't let it be a factor in your mind, basically. Don't make it stand against the person. Don't hold it against the person. How is the Vimshamsa? So you wanted to see Vimshamsa. Lagna is Virgo. Sun and Saturn are in the 11th house. Right? Jupiter is exalted, so that is a good thing. But nothing really stands out. Venus is in the 8th house. Venus, the 9th lord is in the 8th house. That is actually, is that good for religiousness? No. 9th lord in the 8th house will make somebody irreligious or doesn't follow customs, doesn't like customs. So it's that kind of person. But Lagna Lord Mercury is in the 7th house. So there are some good combinations. Moon is, there is Gargeshwari Yoga. How close is it? 22 degrees, 28 degrees. Reasonably close. So there is Gargeshwari Yoga. There are some good combinations. Moon is in the 4th house. Jupiter is aspecting the 5th house. So exalted Jupiter's aspect on the 5th house is good enough. Basically there is some Poropunya, which will get triggered whenever the right time comes. But it is nothing interesting. This is basically a reasonably spiritual person, nothing great. So let's not say, just because 12th house is strong in the Rashi chart, let's not conclude that he will become spiritual later.
Many planets are nature.
Yeah, that is the other thing. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Well, what that could mean is maybe involved in religious movies, religious serials. So that is one thing you can suggest. But I don't really expect this person to be very religious and all that. Okay. So any other comments? Okay, so good luck to the young man. See, sometimes when you get into a wrong line, it basically messes up everything. Is there a chance of his education picking up now? So Skandasha is running still. Sun is a marker for 9th house and A9. There is no chance of continuing. What about Moon? From the 9th house, he is 6th lord in the 12th house, but with Rahu Ketu, he is eclipsed. From the A9, he is okay, but again, Moon is eclipsed by Rahu and Ketu. How close are they? If they are not that close, then it can be okay. Moon is at 26 degree Ketudan, Rahu Ketu at 23 degrees. It is very close. So Moon is badly eclipsed. So when the current Antardasha is bad, but next Antardasha is probably even worse from D24 point of view. So in my feeling, it's not worth continuing this education. Huh?
Another 2 years he has a problem. So.
Yeah, a few years. Mars is okay. Actually, Mars is also problematic. But let us not go that far. Until 2012 May, things are bad. For another couple of years, things are reasonably bad. So instead of studying, continuing the studies, it's better to do something else. So, but irrespective of whether they want him to continue the studies or not, he should do Lakshmi and Vishnu worship. So that will really help him. Okay? And then take a deep breath, have a conversation with their son and see what he wants in life. Okay? Good luck. Om Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Dharmika Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Yavad Bhumandale Sanatan Dharmo Vardhatu Visheshatah Bhartakhande Om Shanti Shanti Shanti